All right, so now I want you to hit one more, and then we'll kind of go from there. But yeah, kind of treat this as a game simulation. So you're on the course right now. You got a 7-iron in your hand, and you're gonna hit a, let's call it 170, since we're gonna be taking a little bit off. So go through your shot routine. Go hit the shot, and then we'll kind of talk about it and wrap it all up.
Yeah. So first thing I'll do is kind of get behind the ball. Get the club that I want using a 7-iron. Kind of look at my target. Assess where the wind's going. We're going to go a little bit to the right today, a couple yards. And then from there, it's kind of think about the kind of swing that I want. Take it easy a little bit, like you said, with the wind. And then kind of go for the ball. Get set for what I feel is pretty square and on the line that I want it to be. And then, yeah, just kind of take a swing at it. Hope that it goes on the line that I want.
Yeah, that's a really good ball. That's really good fluid motion. Nice soft, nice smooth swing. But there's one thing that, with the wind, that I would like you to incorporate, or one thing that you kind of missed on that we kind of talked about earlier during the lesson when assessing the situation. You kind of said, oh, I'm going to aim a little bit to the right because the wind's blowing right to left. Well, you can feel it, you can see it, but like, how do you gauge what that wind is? So that's where we kind of talked about tossing a piece of grass.
Right.
So I like everything you did there. You did everything really well. Kind of talked about your shot routine, blah, blah, blah. But I want you to get something in there where you can actually see the wind flowing. Whether it's looking down at the target, if it's the flag, seeing the flag moving right to left, think, okay, yeah, down there it's moving right to left, but here it might be still, or here we don't really know what's going to start out at. So in your pre-shot routine, even before you start thinking about what shot you want to hit, take a couple blades of grass, throw them in there. Okay, yeah, we can see that's moving right to left pretty well. Okay, so now we're going to, okay, here it's moving right to left, the flag's moving right to left, so I know the wind's going to be right to left. So everything else you did really well. So keep up that same routine. I like how you picked a kind of a longer club to hit a shorter shot, put the ball back, keep it below the wind. Good swing tempo, good smooth swing. That's all we really like to see, that when playing in the wind, because when it's breezy, swing easy. It's kind of the old lingo that they all say about when it's windy. So you're taking a little extra club, putting the ball back, play a little bit lower, understand where the wind's coming from. That's all going to work in your favor. You just kind of got to make sure that you're practicing that in your pre-shot routine. So now that the lesson's over, you're going to be moving on without me for the next week or 2 weeks, whatever we decide to agree upon. Some practice things for you. So practicing with the wind is kind of hard because it's not always going to be windy. If it is super windy, you probably don't want to practice that day. But if it's a calm day and you're out practicing, start picking 2 targets. One where you want the ball to start with the wind, or where you want the ball to start, and then your second target is where you want the ball to end with the wind. So right here, if we're looking down range here, okay, so we got right to left, okay, flag is right there, probably 170, close to it. The wind's moving heavy right to left. Start picturing a shot moving from the trees over there to the right, over to the left. So if it's not windy out today and you're practicing, just start hitting balls at that tree on the right, and then be like, okay, hey, I know if I can start it on that line, the wind's going to take it over, okay? Because we're not trying to fight the wind, we're not trying to go against the wind, we're trying to play with the wind. It's an easier shot to hit, it's an easier one to kind of control. So practice hitting shots to a secondary target. That'll help you kind of get creative and not see the target, like your end target, as the target you want to land on. So it's hard looking at a secondary target and then thinking and hoping it's going to go to the left. But if you can control that you're going to start there and that ball's going to go there and the wind's going to take it over, it's an easy way to kind of practice in the wind. Other than that, I mean, do you have any questions for me? Is there anything that else you want to work on with the wind, or that you have trouble with in the wind, whether it's balls going with the wind into your face, wind behind you?
Not really at this time. I'm sure if someone comes out, I'll definitely shoot you a text.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another lesson so we can figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, communication. I mean, you have my number. Right. I'm here for you. Whether it's even just like a 15, 30-minute lesson where we can kind of, hey, I really struggled this weekend with hitting the ball. The wind was in my face whole weekend, so what can I do to get the ball to play lower? Okay, perfect. We can spend 15 minutes. We don't need a whole lesson. We don't need to adjust your swing or anything like that. Just be simple tips to help you when you're playing and when you're practicing. Because when you come from me, I mean, when you get a lesson from me, I want you to go home and practice on your own. So if you can practice 2 times a week, it's great. I know you're working, I know you're busy. Practice 2 times, or at least get in there. Like if you're going to play on the weekends, get in there like an hour before. Get a good solid bucket, practice short game, whatever. If it's going to be windy that day, practice your windy shots. Even if it's not, hit 2 or 3 balls, 4 or 5 balls, where it's gonna be okay. Hey, I'm gonna play it over there to the right, even though that's not the target today, but on a windy day, it might be that target. Other than that, yeah, I think your swing's getting in there. I think there's little things here and there that we can fix, but again, you're getting more consistent. Today we were focusing on hitting a specialty shot, which was right to left wind. So I think you kind of understand where we're going from there. Now it's just put into play and keep practicing. So good job today, and we'll be in touch.